look in the mirror, when I look in the mirror, baby, I see it clear. Why you wanna be nearer? I'm not surprised, I sympathize. I can't deny your appetite. You got a fetish for my...
Hey everybody, and thank you so much for coming back and tuning in to Amber Speaks 2. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys just consistently coming back and hanging out with me. I wish y'all can consistently click the subscribe button. That will really help me out. I'm like, why am I still only at this many subscribers? When I'm looking at the analytics and I'm like, it should be like going up a little bit, not crazy amount. Obviously, I'm not doing this for like money or anything other than just having fun, but it still just makes me feel good to know that when I am doing something and it feels like people resonate with, you know, my perspectives and my thoughts and things like that, that they like me enough to come back, that they also subscribe. So let me just take a moment and pause so you can subscribe. Okay, so anyway, I know it's been a minute. It seems like it's been forever, just because of course I'm getting it out late, and then on top of that they had like the other episode a couple weeks ago, which was like the anniversary or something like that, and so I didn't do anything. To each their own. If you know, some people do that. I didn't see the point of doing it. I wanted to stay focused on the show. So anywho, I'm gonna jump right in because I do have some things to get done this evening, and then I have to get ready to pack up again because we'll be going back home to Seattle. Work stuff. But I'm dreading it big time, but we'll go back. We're not gonna stay as long as we did last time. We'll just stay for about 2 weeks and come back. But it's for some reason Seattle will not let me go. I have too many obligations there, and it's like every time I get comfortable, I just gotta go. But it's all good. I know everything's gonna work out. You know, I am in full prayer about my my direction in life, in my future. And so, you know, as long as God is not sending my emails or, you know, my prayers rather to the spam folder, then I should be fine. So count my blessings. It could be a lot worse. I'm super thankful, super grateful. Anywho, this is Ready to Love season 7. I believe this is episode 8. If I'm mistaken, please forgive me, but I believe it's episode 8. One thing I just thought it was really funny is that when I got a lipstick on my teeth, but starting out the episode when they have like the ladies walking in the lounge and Tommy's like, I swear if y'all didn't see it, y'all need to go back. Every lady was walking there, Tommy, he was just looking up and down. I'm like, Tommy, now you a married man now, you know, relax. Relax. He was definitely getting his look on. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't, you know, no disrespect or anything like that. You know, as a man, you know, it is kind of hard when you're around, you know, beautiful women all the time. You know, I could see, you know, you can look as long as you don't touch. I think that's fine. But I just thought that was super funny. Anyways, just going into the date, well, I wanted to talk about really quick the situation with Jeffrey. You know, I know she had to pull Tommy to the side. She's like, hey, we need to talk. This is my situation. I definitely agree with her. I feel like if that's the situation, and those two exes, you know, who are her children's fathers, you know, I'll feel the same way. If they haven't been involved and they're not around, there's no way I'm bringing them on national television to act a whole damn fool. So I definitely agree with that. Of course, it sucks because, of course, you know, you want to be able to see that dynamic play out, and you want to see like who people were with before, you know, they're here. You kind of can see like, you know, their type or who they had kids with or who they had a relationship prior to, and that person can really add some information to the story. So that kind of sucked, but I do like the fact that Tommy did give her the assignment of talking to the other men about why she didn't have any of her exes on. And same thing, I would, even if she did date a little bit here and there in between, again, if they're insignificant, why bring them on TV? Why bring them in a situation where, I mean, this is a big deal. So if I'm going to bring somebody on, it's either going to be the father of my kids, or it's going to be someone who had a long, at least a strong enough relationship. And it's not going to be somebody I just dated, for a couple months and we went our separate ways. So I do agree with that. I don't, I wouldn't say like, I wouldn't hold her feet to the fire for it. Again, I feel like if that's an authentic situation, then she definitely had every right to not want to bring them in the picture. So I definitely agree with that. I do hope that I hope they're not the kind of men, which, I guess that's a stretch if they haven't been involved in their kid's life. You really can't say like, I don't know. I feel like if you're a man and you're not in your child's life, you get deducted like so many points, because that's just, that to me is a part of your character. So, but I'm hoping that they don't try to come back or try to get on social media or try to say anything. Nothing's came up yet, but hopefully they just, they've been dormant, so let them stay there. Don't let this situation on TV make you come out of hiding because you want a moment. So hopefully it doesn't get messy and nothing comes of it or whatever. Because, at the end of the day, men have pride, like we all have pride. And, you have you have this woman on TV who has children with these men, and she's saying that, hey, these men have not been involved. It could make someone feel some kind of way and be like, what? Not involved? But I've been calling you, but I've been texting you, but I've been emailing you, but or whatever the case is, or, I tried to see my kids, or whatever the truth or the lies that they may come up with. It's like, it's just one thing to bring people out to the forefront when you get on television. That's just what happens and what people do. People feed off the energy of a television. So hopefully she's good there. I did like, again, that she sat down and talked to, was it Blue and Mark Anthony, about everything. Again, I think that was really cool. I love the date with her and Andre. I definitely, again, I'm seeing, more of that chemistry between them two. I feel like they could work, when you look at their dynamic, you have someone like Andre, who's an alpha male, right? He has a strong male presence, right? Obviously he takes care of his business. He mentioned that he's, had multi-million-dollar businesses and things like that. So that tells me that he takes care of his business, and he's very has an entrepreneurial spirit. And I think that's really dope. You really have to be taking care of your business to even be, to even have a business or flip a business or invest in businesses, invest in real estate. You have to really be brave. And so that tells me a lot about his character. But the fact that he's this strong male presence, and she's very dainty and feminine. So I feel like, she really does play into her role of femininity, which I think is beautiful. She comes out very dainty and just very feminine. And real men love feminine women. That's what makes us who we are, right? So I do like that dynamic. He likes to lead and she wants to be led. He has a strong male presence and she has that femininity in her, and that female energy and that feminine energy that's very soft and, again, dainty. And I think that really would be a great compliment to one another, to both of them. That's a really good fit. She wants to be taken care of. And not saying like financially, but I'm saying, from whatever a man brings to the table, right? And so I think it could work with them if they both wanted it. I think it could work if he really wanted it. Again, he doesn't have any kids. She has kids, but I also feel like that could work too, right? Because he doesn't have, there's no real pressure. There may be no real pressure for him to have children. Because she has children, as long as he's, open and things like that and accepting her children. And with his character and what I see so far, I don't feel like she'll have a problem. I feel like if he loves her, I feel like he's going to accept her children. And I believe that, he would be good. He would be good to whatever woman he decides to be with who has children. I believe he'd be good to their kids too. So I definitely am seeing that, move in a better direction. So I'll be, again, interested to see how that turns out. Moving on to Morgan. Date with Morgan and Lyndon and Tony. Like I told y'all Morgan. Now, if you go back and look at my previous videos, I told y'all when I started peeping Morgan, I was like, there is some similarities only in the way, like with me and her, like, but I was player like, or whatever, like men would say I was a player, right? I used to hate when guys would say that because I'm like, I'm not a player, and it seems so masculine to say I'm a player. Now, that I'm older and I'm more mature and I understand like the things I was doing. I knew what I was doing. I just didn't like the word player. But I definitely was, enjoying the attention I was getting, enjoying the control that I had. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was my prime, of course. And so I see a lot of similarities. The difference is I feel like she's well into her 30s. And see, I played a lot of games in my 20s. And so, eventually, if she wants something solid, she's definitely going to have to be honest with herself, be honest with whoever she is seeking to be with. And I like I told you, this is going to be the power struggle between Tony and Morgan. Morgan, she knows she's a beautiful woman. She is very confident. Obviously, she's a little cray-cray too, based on what she did to her ex-boyfriend, putting the Nair in the hair. I thought that was a little cray-cray. But I think that was her way of saying, don't play with me. So like I said, I told you, I said, Morgan, from what I can see, can get right with you. And what I was talking about with a man, like she can get right with you. If you're giving her, she's gonna give you the energy you give her. If you're gonna be loyal and all those things, I believe she can reciprocate. I feel like she's one of those kind of women who's always gonna have one eye open when dealing with men, especially with a man like Tony. It's like, I feel like she's not gonna ever give 100%, but I think she'll give you a solid 75%. I feel like she's always gonna have that. You kind of always have that in you. That's what I personally believe. I don't think if you were a player at one point, I don't think you can be fully reformed. I think you can get married, settle down, love the person you're with, but I think you always have it in you to, show up in that way, in that way of being a player like you used to be, or playing games, or whatever the case is. I feel like it's always kind of in you. But I feel like they can work. I feel like if they both want it enough. I don't know if it's going to work for Tony, though. I feel like she'd take a chance. Seeing that Tony is a player and everything, and, probably, he's charming and flirtatious and all those things. I believe she's down for the ride. I do. She might like a little toxicity, too. She might like a little bit of a toxic relationship going on, just based off what we have seen and not what I've seen. But again, I don't think she's a bad person by any means, but I definitely think that she would be down for the ride. I just don't know Tony. He is a man at the end of the day, and men do want to feel like the woman that they're with and that they choose to be with is not any sort of competition. It's really hard when you get two people in a relationship. They're both highly attractive and both highly confident. They both get just as much attention as the other person. It does make it difficult if both people are not strong in who they are, or if they just don't let down their pride. A lot of it's a pride thing. And so I do believe that Tony could make a switch and go towards Marcia, because he feel like she would be, again, and no offense to her as a woman, but we got to be honest with what we have in front of us and what's going on and how people think and how people move in these dynamics, in these relationships. It's like, he's probably going to go with a safer choice. He's going to go with someone who maybe he doesn't feel is going to get, he's going to feel like there's not as much of a fight. I'll put it that way. And I think Morgan sort of requires that attention. I think she's so used to getting attention that she also kind of requires that when she walks into a room. And that may not work for someone like Tony, who is strong himself. So that'd be interesting. Her ex, he seemed like really cool. I liked his personality. Her ex seemed pretty cool. He didn't seem like he was, giving any bad energy. He was talking, just being normal. I really liked that. He was seemed respectful and things like that as well. I could see how they could still be friends. He seemed like a friendly person. I don't know why Tony came in all mad. I swear when Tony came into, I'm like, why does he look angry? He looked like he just beat somebody up in the parking lot, or he got beat up in the parking lot. I don't know. He just looked really angry. But I think maybe he did that. Maybe he came in with his game face on. I'm hoping that was maybe an intentional thing because of the situation, and he didn't want to show like, no softness or anything like that. He wanted to be very strong. And so maybe him looking angry maybe was that way of saying, hey, don't play with me today. I don't know. I just noticed that. And Lyndon, of course, is being his normal Lyndon self. I'm telling you, Lyndon reminds me of my younger brother. Just very, like, if you can't get along with Lyndon, like this is the way that I look at him and his personality. If you can't get along with Lyndon, I feel like something's wrong because he's so laid back. He seems so chill. It's like, I don't even know, like, does he get mad? Probably so, we all do, but it's just, I don't want to put that on him, but it's just, he's always seemed so easygoing and such a sweetheart. So that was good to see. I mean, let's see. Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but Cynthia and her child's father, man, that was such a mess. He's so messy. And I'm like, either did he have a conversation with like production before he went in, or did they like pump him up? I'm like, it was so extra. Like he literally put the X in extra. He was being extra. And it was so cringeworthy. Like it was hard to watch. I'm like, is he acting? I was really like, is he acting or is he being for real? Like it was a lot. Like I'm not even gonna go into that because it was just too much. Like I'm not even gonna give him that much energy. It was too much. He was being extra. I'm like, okay, I don't know if he's like I don't know, maybe he wants to be an actor and he felt like this is his opportunity to show what he can do in front of the cameras. And I guess he was like, hey, it's either go hard or go home. So let me bring it. That's the only thing I can really think of because it just looked crazy. And then poor Andre was like, seems like such a solid guy. And then, you get people who try to get you out your bag and you're like, okay, this is ridiculous. I don't know. I feel bad for Andre. I definitely feel bad for Andre. And then Anthony. And the thing is with Anthony, it's like this whole entire time, I still say he's a default guy for a lot of the ladies because it feels like every person has a main guy, and then Anthony's like, oh, but I like Anthony too. It's like just again default guy. Not saying anything bad about him. He seems like a nice guy and all that stuff, and then he gets all serious. Like it's like in the date. As soon as he felt like that pressure, it's like he rose to the occasion. And so it's like he does have it in him, but it's like he rises to the occasion at moments where like things are about to like come to an end. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's kind of like a player. This is about. I know I'm not about to make no sense, but I'm sure I'm gonna try. It's like a player. Basketball. So you're in the basketball team, right? He's a player. He done been, playing crazy the whole time. The whole entire first 3 quarters. I mean, he missing shots. He's, he's fouling. He's flustered. He's going through it. And then it's like the last 5 minutes of the 4th quarter, not that his ass would even be in the game at that point, probably. But the last few minutes of the game, he decides to, shoot 2 threes back to back. And I was like, what's going on? Oh, because now you feel this pressure. Now this pressure is on you, and you feel like you have to make something happen. You have to do something. So that's what I kind of get from Anthony. It's because the same thing with the date that he had with oh my God, Sue-Ann. And, you know, she's like, you know, it was kind of boring. And then we started dancing. The dance really saved him. And I mean, it's just like, it's like the same energy I seem to get throughout the entire season with him. It's like, he's laxed. And then when the pressure hits, it's like, okay, you know, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to say this. And so, but I thought it was nice to see that side of him, because it really shows that dominance in him. You know, I haven't really seen a lot of dominant behavior from him. Like, I don't look at him as I wouldn't say he's an alpha male, like, not from what I see, not saying that he's not, because I don't know him personally, obviously. But in those moments, it's like, whew, okay, Anthony. And so I thought it was nice that he showed up. I'm hoping that he showed up for the right reasons, and not because it's like, oh, you know, it's getting down to the wire. Her ex is kind of talking to me crazy, so let me step it up. Because then that removes because then it becomes about him and less about what he's fighting for, right? Her, right? To some degree. So I thought that was an interesting little date. Her guy was definitely trying to make his debut, and I thought that was funny, but the men handled it very well under the circumstances. Better than a lot of guys I know would have handled it. Oh my God. I just thinking of people right now in my mind, I'm like, that would not slide. That would have been, the whole production would have got shut down. But yeah, I didn't really, you know, the other dates that were like the 2-minute dates clipping that we got to see from everybody else with Sue-Ann and Marcia and Mercedes, I didn't really, you know, dive too far into that. It was nothing really there to me to really talk about. But only thing I thought was funny is on Sue-Ann's date when her ex asked Blake about, you know, I forgot what he asked him, but Blake's answer was like, you know, I'm a great communicator. You know, I'm like, what? Everybody thinks they're a great communicator. What kind of textbook answer was that? I was like, okay. So anyways, okay, you're a great communicator. All right. And hence why, okay. Anyway, so I just thought that was kind of interesting. Textbook answers from a textbook person, it seems like, and it's like not shocking. Yeah, anyways. So I don't know, y'all. You know, Blue going home definitely made sense to me. I agreed with a lot of the ladies, you know, saying that he definitely was not aggressive. He wasn't assertive enough. I'll say he wasn't assertive enough. Nice, seems like a nice guy. But I just don't know. He didn't, and even the people who said they had connections with Blue, I'm like, where? People be lying. You know, you gotta stop lying of saying y'all got connections with people you know you got connections with. It's, you know, anyway, so Blue definitely, again, seemed like a nice guy. Seems like he has a good heart. He comes off, you know, like a cool person, down to earth, all that fun stuff. I don't know. I feel like there's another side of him, though. I really do. Like, I am not coming for him. I'm really not. I just really feel like there's another side. He actually reminds me of, like, I'm not gonna go there, but I feel like there could be another side of him. You know, I really do. I just get that sense. And he's not done anything wrong, you know, but it's just, you know, just a little tingling in my spine. That's all. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think he needed to go home. I mean, there was nobody else to go home because they weren't going to send Blake. So it wasn't even a conversation. I feel like Blake and the production got some kind of agreement or something. I don't know what's going on. But again, it's not a hate train. I'm sure he's a lovely guy and all those things. It's just, you know, just certain things I've seen that, you know, kind of throw me off. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I got from this episode. Again, I didn't want to overly do it like I can. It'll be interesting to see what plays out. I know the new episode's about to come out, so I'll be definitely watching that and seeing what happens. I was trying to see if there's anything else I can add that I wanted to say, but no, that's pretty much all I had. Yeah, thank y'all. I need to go get me some wine because I want to just do some laundry and like relax and try to watch some TV and just enjoy my evening and get ready to pack up this weekend and head out. And yeah, that's about it. So thank y'all again for tuning in. Oh, wait. By the way, I will be reviewing, just so you know, and I'll put a notification out there or whatever you want to call it. I will be reviewing, what is it? Put a Ring on It. It's coming out. Their new season, I think it's season 4, so I will be reviewing that. So please check that out. That's going to be fun. And then I believe Love is Blind season 4 as well. I will also be reviewing that. So definitely stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment. You know what? Scratch that. You ain't got to comment. You ain't even got to like. Just subscribe. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy your weekend. God bless. And I'll see y'all very soon. Peace.
Look in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, baby, I see you clear. Why you want